Hi everybody, and welcome to the 30 Days of Corsets reboot 5 years later. Today is day 2 and it asks me to post a picture of myself in a corset. Now remember, this is originally from a Tumblr blog and I'm doing this on YouTube, so obviously I am not shy about being in front of the camera. But today I want to do something a little bit different because summer of 2017 I did a photo shoot with Rosalind Guder, and also I collaborated with Mina Lafleur of L'Atelier de la Fleur. So we did a beautiful photo shoot in a park close to Toronto, a little bit north of Toronto actually. And I also got some studio shots with Rosalind a little bit later on. So I'm going to kind of tell a little bit of a story behind each one of these photos. So here's a portrait. This was one of the first photos taken of me, I think. And Mina made the corset, and corset bra essentially is what it is. It has similar seams to an overbust corset, but it obviously doesn't reduce. It blends well into the underbust corset itself. And Mina made that matching skirt in a single evening. So she's just amazingly skilled and talented, and I wish I could work as quickly as she can. This next shot was actually originally a candid shot. I was just waiting for Rosalind to set up the lighting, and I was absorbing the warmth of the sun in this picture, and Rosalind just snapped a photo. She was just like, oh, just stay there, stay in that pose. And this really shows off the floor length of the skirt and the flowiness of it. And I originally brought really high heels to wear under this skirt so that I could look taller, and also so the skirt wouldn't drag on the ground. But I'm actually wearing like my beaten up running shoes under the skirt here. So I shouldn't be telling you this because it kind of like takes away from the whole fantasy of it. But yeah, that's the truth of it. And Rosalind didn't edit the length of my hair. It really is past knee length right now, but she did make it a little bit thicker at the ends. Here, same outfit, I'm smelling the flowers. I feel like such a princess here, and the sun was streaming through the trees and the foliage, and it was kind of a magical experience, if not for the mosquitoes. But I really love how this one turned out. This is an in-studio shot, so this was done at a later date indoors. I think it was raining that day, so my hair was kind of doing weird things. In some photos it looks a little bit stringy, and then in other photos it starts to frizz, but this one is kind of dark and moody, so you don't really see that. So here I'm wearing my silver underbust from Corsetry and Romance, but I wanted to add some contrast between the soft romantic frills and the Victorian aesthetic of it with something a little bit edgier. So I added wet look leggings and my favorite silver boots, which I talked about in my earlier video earlier this week with my shoe collection. Here's another studio shot, and no, I am not naked in this photo. I'm actually just demonstrating a Corset Stealth. So underneath I have a nude colored bra, one of my long line hourglass corsets that I patterned for Timeless Trends, and it's in like a soft peach color. I'll actually post the link of this specific corset in the description down below. And I'm actually wearing my contour corset liner over top of that like a bodysuit. So it smooths out the top and bottom edges and all the lines of the corset. So there actually is a lot of architecture going on under this dress, but it all looks smoothed out. And this is one of Rosalind's dress, a beautiful silver crochet dress. And here's another in-studio shot. This is with my Sparkle Wren Crimson Butterfly Overbust. This still remains probably my favorite custom overbust corset. And Rosalind said that it looks very Vogue-ish. And let's go back to the park. So here I'm in my old cupped overbust from Madame Cher. And I think I reviewed this corset last year, and after many years of not reviewing it, and I discussed some of the fitting issues with this corset and why I was feeling a little bit self-conscious in this corset, but it still really is a beautiful corset. After that review, I ended up talking to Madame Cher, and I ended up kind of trading it in. But yeah, at the park here, you know, I was sitting on that old bench and the wind started to blow through my hair, and I was getting more comfortable in front of the camera because it had been a couple hours at that point. So I just felt such joy at this time, and I love being barefoot outside, and I feel like I'm most myself in this photo of all of the other photos. And I was also really happy to sit down at that point too. And here's a picture with the same floor-length flowy skirt made by Mina Lafleur, but the corset is from Sparkle Ren. So Rosalind had edited it to make it fit a little bit better around the bust area, because it was made for somebody with a bit of a fuller bust than I have. But a whole bunch of people were actually walking along the paths by this point, and they stopped to sort of like look at what we were doing, and they're just like, oh my gosh, she looks like a mermaid, because all of the lace that was smothering the corset looks a little bit like, you know, very soft scallop scales or something like that. So here is a studio shot where I'm dressed all in Vignales. So all of the stuff I'm wearing, apart from the skirt, was made by Luana. So this is the ruby underbust by Vignales, and I'm also wearing the lace capped sleeve blouse and her busk jewelry again. So it's a matching set of earrings and necklace. Yeah, so hopefully that satisfies day 2, posting a picture of yourself in a corset. And if you have the opportunity to work with Rosalind, if you are either in the LA or Toronto area, I absolutely recommend it. You know, she's great to work with. She finds all of your flattering angles. She gives really good direction if you are, you know, not quite sure what to do in front of the camera, but she also gives you a little bit of freedom as well. And she does both, you know, professional portraiture and also kind of doing fantasy style pictures, kind of like what you saw at the park. So that is all for day 2, and I will see you next Friday for day 3, where apparently I have to count how many corsets I own. So that's going to be a fun time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you then. Bye.